All right, I'd recognize that to-go Chinese takeout box anywhere. That's got to be Mr. Sam Tool over there on the right side of our screen, which means Mr. T. Ray should be on the left. Unless he's just going to sit in Sam's lap and just both play from the same side. That'd be strange. Be kind of funny to see, though. Now part of me kind of wants to see it. There's Tyler. Ooh, or T-Money, excuse me. My mistake.
Specifically requested to be T-Money.
I will try to refer to him as such then. He needs like a wrestler's entrance. He needs like a theme song and video package playing behind him. I see an X Death, so we know he's on at least some modicum of lightning. Oh, and I saw Unileska, and Sephiroth, so I'm guessing Ice Lightning for Mr. T-Money. Haven't been able to see what Sam is doing yet. He's got it faced away from the stream. Sam, what are you doing? Trying to scope your cards, bud. Did anyone catch that? I said Brud because I was stuck in my head between calling him Bruv and Bud, and it came out as Brud. That sounds like some like old moldy bread. Does anyone want some bread to eat? Fist bumps all around. Fist bumps all around. Ice Lightning for T-Money. Mr. Tool will be on whatever it is. He doesn't like it. He's going for the mulligan. And we've got 50 people in here watching. Hope you are enjoying your Saturday. Thank you for spending it with us. We're almost out of FFTCG action for the day. We've got one more round after this. And then we're going to call it quits until Top Cut tomorrow. Jayhawks. I've been to that. I don't know if I've been to the stadium, but I've been to the campus. Hey, great googly moogly. And 2-cost Milzadane, which Sam is no stranger to, as he has played a Firewind list in the past. I wonder if this is also Firewind or just straight a wind version. We'll pitch Mr. Vice for Unileska. Wind Ice, actually. I see Lock back there. Ooh, boy. So historically, Wind Ice, once it gets set up, is just going to rain all over Ice Lightning's parade. So Tyler might need to be quite aggressive. We put out the Althea, reactivate the Moogle, put out our second Moogle in the form of Mr. Stiltskin. Going to go search for a monster or 4 to cost 1. I'm going to guess Evray is our target. He started with something. There's Evray, yeah. And Evray, my goodness, like this matchup just got that much harder for Tyler, because if he does try to attack Sam's resources and goes for like a dull freeze on his backups, Evray's just going to say no, unless, of course, Sam throws it out and we do Zidane, which should have haste now, and is going to steal the Reeve and steal the Ixion. Oof. Both solid steals, and then Sephiroth coming in. Yep. Sephiroth! Bum-ba-da-da-dun. He's like, well, you might have taken 2 cards from me, sir, but Sephiroth is going to just come down and crack, and he's going to get that last card out of Sam's hand as well on the discard on attack. There goes Lock. We hit into... Oh, but it's a bonus burst. Nice. Pretty good. Usually these Ice Wind lists don't run a lot of bursts, so the fact that he hits the Chocomog right off the bat says, yeah, don't mind if I do. We could get out the Google Moogle, which in turn lets us get anything we want. If we still have Chocolate in there, we could get that. We still don't have any Ice CP. So if there's any Ice Moogle or Chocobo we could get, which unless we're playing Mecha Chocobo, I don't think we will, if that's even a job Chocobo. It looks like he's thinking of the Chocolate. Now, granted, we can rip this out of his hand with the Unileska if we want, but Tyler then, of course, is going to have to give up something else from his hand. But it doesn't look like he's got another backup in there. So yeah, maybe that is the thing. Just keep him on low hand size. Yep. So we'll pitch an X Death. Bye bye Moogle. And Sam, can he top deck anything usable? I mean, he's got Althea. Nordstalin ain't bad. Now, the only problem is without using the Althea, we're not going to be able to play down the Uke if we search that out. And Sephiroth will surely rip it out of our hand, but it does get us to four backups. Yep. So that's what we go for. We search out. So if you're willing to sacrifice the Althea and you want the Uke, you could search out the Uke, use Althea to scoop up probably Stiltskin or even Nordstalin at this point, and then you pitch that to the Sephiroth discard trigger. Nope. He says, I'll just let him take a extra copy of Nordstalin. All right. Tyler can, of course, keep putting on the pressure with Sephiroth and the Unalesca. Probably wouldn't mind a little bit of his own board building, too, just so he's got a few more resources. Hey, there we go. Kate Sith says, yeah, let me take a look at that Nordstalin. Yeah, you just go ahead and keep that. Which is the right call. Sephiroth will disc. Oh, my gosh. Bonus burst. Sam, did you swallow a horseshoe before this event? 2 back-to-back Chocomog EX bursts in Icewind, a deck not known for its EX bursts. That's incredible. All right, so now we'll search out. Again, you can do the Moogle. Presumably, we are now going to use Unalesca again to take that out. Yep. Old T-Money's going, nope, sir. I don't think you heard me the first time. I said you will start this turn with no cards in hand. And that is what we're doing. All right, so Sam looking for another top deck. He got a playable one last time. Can he get one this time? No ICP, of course. But again, you always have to, with that Althea, you can, there's Lulu. That'll get us a summon. I'm going to check our break zone briefly, see what summons we have. We have, what do we not have a summon in there? We might not have a summon in there. Unless, because that's Evray, right? Underneath in the middle pile. I don't think we've got a summon in our break zone. It's actually that Lulu. I mean, it's a body, right? We could use it to potentially block the Sephiroth if we care about that, but there is no summon for us to recur. We hit 2 of them into damage. Those are our summons. I wonder if Sam's wondering, now I almost kind of wish I'd drawn that. And that way this Lulu would do something. I don't know what the other card is he drew. But presumably, if it was something like really strong and playable, he would just smack it down. Ixion is of no use to us here. We could use our opponent's Reeve if we probably don't want to do that though, right? We lock ourselves out of an ice backup. We presumably have no search targets in our deck for the Reeve. So those are kind of dead polls for us. Are we going on the loot? No, we are going to use the Reeve. Really? Huh. Do we have a Kate Sith or a Vincent in here? Nope. He just gives a free shuffle. Says, well, don't mind if I do. Maybe feeling that, he's not seeing the cards he wants. Again, you have Althea, so you're not locked out of ice. You can always get another one, but this does also save him cards in hand, right? Sephiroth is, of course, going to pluck out one, which is Alexander. Take a point of damage. It's Mr. Melvin. Mr. Full Art Melvin. And of course, we can Unalesca on top. No, we're going to X Death. Oh my goodness. Do we have enough for full power X Death? I presume we have at least 10. So that's what we're counting right now. I hope T-Money counted that before he just did it on a mat, because you definitely want this to be 20 and make Sam have to get rid of cards. No, he didn't. Okay. Huh. I mean, obviously, character removal from the break zone's never bad, but I almost wonder if it was better to keep Sam in top deck mode, keep hitting him with the Unalesca. Again, if X Death had triggered where he started removing his board, 100% worth it. But without that, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, it's a big 10k body, but if he gets a Dull Frozen, it won't matter. We do have an Atomos in Sam's hand. That's a forward you're never, or a monster, I should say. We do have a Uke as well, so he could potentially get his ice, but he has to have something else. Lulu. Okay, Lulu does have a target now. We'll get back the Alexander. The Alexander itself can't do anything at the moment. but we are also just holding it in reserve just in case. And it does give us a second cast. Atomos will reactivate too. Asking if he can read the Alexander. Probably there's not a whole lot of 6 costs or higher in Ice Lightning. Also tends not to be a ton of monsters, maybe a Biblos. So that may essentially be a dead card for Sam. We'll have to see what we can draw. But Sam is also just trying to keep his hand healthy as well. As Sephiroth is going to keep running into it. X-Death as well. Presumably this Lulu is going to block, I would assume. We could even block Althea at back if we really needed to. So first we're going to use Unileska. Get rid of a copy of X-Death. Yep, says goodbye to that Alexander. Sephiroth. Presuming discard, because his other option is he can break, I think it's a forward of 2 or less, which there's no target for that currently. No, I'm pretty sure Alexander is 6 or higher. I don't think it hits 5s. Someone can correct me on that if that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 6 or higher. If it hits 5s, it could obviously hit something like an Orphan. It's the Uke in hand, so Sam's got to be contemplating, like his only real play here is the Althea, right? You Althea something back and you... Is it 5? I apologize if I made that mistake. Yep, it is 5 or more. Break it. Good call. Very good call. So if he has an Orphan, it could hit Orphan, but takes lock into damage. Here comes Mr. X-Death. Sam thinking again, trying to... I'll have some standings for you after this round, by the way, too. We will block with the Lulu. Scoop it back up. Prevents us from going to 5, and we do have a target for the Lulu. There's an Arcanist. No lightning backups on T-Money's part. So he's also, quote-unquote, struggling. But he's also pretty good control. Okay, here comes a Bokucho. Chocobo's going to reveal the top 3. We get to add a character among them to our hand, which is only Nagmalata. Woo, almost whiffed on that. It is another ice backup, but do we have the ICP to use it? Althea would be good here. We'll get the cast off the Atomos as well, so between Althea and Atomos, we'll get 3 backups up total. And then what can you do off of that, though? Discard showing up pretty big here today on stream. Really forcing people into these top decks, and it hasn't been super favorable for the players on the receiving end of it. Here comes Lulu. Presumably you get back the Chocobo. We could tap all 3 here. We're going to get 2 back. No, decides to go for the discard. Discards Asura. Okay, well, you could get Asura back. So Chocobo, Atomos, Trigger. That's our second cast. We'll get 2 back. Maybe he's going to use Lulu to try to... Yep, so Lulu's going to shrink Sephiroth to 5,000. Ooh, there's lock. That's a good one. And the Moogle backup's not bad too. We can lock, but we're going to use our only ICP in hand. Do you go for the consistency of getting down that ice backup? Or do you go for the turn right now with the lock? I mean, the lock helps you from dying, but I don't know. I kind of almost want to see you get down an ice backup because then that helps you in the future. Because, yeah, even though the lock is going to get reduced, you still got to pitch someone in hand. He's trying to think. Because lock technically costs 2 right now, but you don't have an ice backup to tap it. So, Althea, yep, that's the right call. Because, you're going to have to pay extra for it anyway. And now we're dumping our hand for lock, which will presumably take out both forwards. And make a discard. I don't know if you care about the... I mean, I guess that you could hit the Unileska if you wanted to. Yeah, maybe you don't care about the Sephiroth, because the lock is big enough to block Sephiroth, so you're saying, hey, if you want to swing into this, I'll happily block. And we'll pass. We could have attacked with the Tomos, but... nothing to do off of the backups, especially with Althea being summoning sick. Yeah, I do get the lock because again, you want to keep yourself from dying and keeping your hand getting hit. But man, I'm feeling his lack of an ice backup. I'm sure Sam is too. So X Death is frozen. Unilesk is frozen. Do we have anything we can do on just 2 backups? I mean, there's Toto. Not bad. Get back any character, right? So it looks like we opt to get back Vincent. Vincent will put down some of these backups. You got to lock out his lightning CP, right? No, presumably, yeah, you'll just hit Moogle, Althea, and then it doesn't really matter between the other 3. That's a nice board. So Sam, once again in top deck mode, needs to draw something useful here. Otherwise, X Death and the gang are going to be coming in. Man, imagine if that X Death was online and Sam just would have been like having no board state at this point. We drew a Typhon. Okay. Never wrong to see that card. We can get something off this board. Probably, I don't know, X Death's a little scary because you don't want him to replay it. Sephiroth will keep hitting your hand, but as long as Lock is there, you can at least block it. He's going to swing in with Lock. Interesting. Hit a Vincent into damage. And he's swinging Lulu. Sam, do you have reactivation? Or are you conceding and going for damage tiebreakers? He's probably got reactivation, right? I don't think he would just... So Lulu looks like maybe we blocked with Toto. Which even if we like shrink it with a summon, at most it'll just trade. Oh, are we considering the Ixion? Huh, okay. So it'll cast the Ixion, set its power to 5. So it does still trade though, they both die, but the way is clear for Atomos. I mean, we can block this with Vincent though, right? Or Sephiroth even. Offers to trade Vincent and Atomos, yeah. Wants to keep Sephiroth on there just in case. And now Sam's got to have something. There's no way he just swung out like that without. Here comes Typhon. Typhon will be a forward, and Typhon will say goodbye to... Yeah, Sephiroth is... He said, you don't want any chance where X Death comes down a second time. So Typhon gives a big achoo. And Sephiroth, for the moment, tucks back into the deck. And that leaves us with an active Althea and 1 card in hand that we don't know what it is. Could block the X Death next turn too with the Typhon, like block Althea at back if we really want to. Sam double checking to see what has been removed. Does he have Asura? I thought maybe I saw Asura in his hand earlier, in which case he's got access to any of his 2-cost characters in the break zone. But again, unless he's willing to blow Althea, he can't use that right now. Again, assuming it's Asura. He could activate his backups, but then what does that do? He has no cards in hand. Could just reactivate the lock as a blocker. Nope, passes to T-Money. Ooh, we drew Lightning, but we don't have, I don't think we have Lightning CP to play it, or did we draw a Ninja backup? So if we drew the Ninja backup, we could discard the Lightning for the Ninja. Not ideal, but then we are set up on Lightning CP, but then we're also in top deck mode. You have to give up one of those cards to play the other, assuming I saw that correctly. You can also Unileska, force your opponent to give up the last card in their hand. Are we going to play the Lightning? We are going to play Lightning. Okay. I mean, we can dull the Typhon out of the way here. We can put our opponent to 6 easy. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Attack with Lightning. Dull Typhon. Or unless we're using the discard. Is he attacking or is he using the discard? Uses the discard. Okay. So here comes X Death. Yep, there's the Althea Typhon bounce. So Sephiroth should be 3 cards down currently. 4 cards, I mean, we protected our hand there. 4 cards in hand. 2 of them are Typhon and Althea. Looks like he drew Lulu. If we can get Lock back to our hands and do the Lock shenanigans, we're in a good spot. Which is, of course, what he's looking for. Reeve just sitting mismatched over there, just like, huh. I'm generating Lightning CP for him, but not doing a whole lot. Going in Typhon. Yep. This time, yeah, go for Lightning. That's a continued threat. So now Lightning is 5 deep. Sephiroth should still be 3 cards down. T-Money also still struggling for his other element. No Lightning on his side. No Ice on Sam Tool's side. Here comes Locke. There's El Cid. Okay, so Sephiroth is in draw range now. If we draw a Lightning card and a Sephiroth for turn, we're going to be feeling pretty good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stream went dead there for a second. Hold on. Kendall, if you're there.